The errors of destiny. Reuben was the firstborn of Jacob. And we all know that Jacob had a personal encounter with God. Jacob was a man that walked with the Lord. Jacob was not just an ordinary man. He was a man that knew God and he worshipped God in truth and in spirit. So for a man like Jacob to give birth to Reuben, you will know that Reuben is so lucky to have Jacob as his what? As his father. Am I speaking to somebody? Reuben is so lucky to have Jacob as his father. And the Bible says that before Reuben was born, there was actually an issue. What was the issue? Jacob wanted to marry Rachel, but Jacob got married to Leah because of the deception of Laban, because of the deception of his father-in-law. So Jacob was not meant to get married to Leah. Jacob was meant to get married to Rachel. The Bible makes me to understand that Leah was weak-eyed. She has a weak eye. And Rachel was highly favored and she was very beautiful. That was what the Bible said. And when Jacob married Leah, the Bible said that Jacob went to meet Laban and said, Laban, Leah was not the woman I said I want to marry. I requested for Rachel, and Laban told Jacob that Jacob, in our place, the first daughter gets married first. The second daughter cannot marry before the first daughter. And Jacob now asked Laban, what should I now do to get Rachel? And Laban told Jacob, serve me another 7 years. As you serve me another 7 years, I will give you what? Rachel. And the Bible made me to understand that Jacob served Laban for another 7 good years. And after 7 years of service, Rachel was given to Jacob, which was a woman he loved with his soul and his body. But there was something. Jacob had 2 wives. He had Leah and he had Rachel. And so there was battle in that family. There was a lot of battle in that family. And the Bible said that Jacob despised Leah. He loved Rachel so much, and God looked upon that despisement and gave Rachel a son, and that son is the person that we call Reuben. And Leah prayed to God and said, Lord, give me a son. And he said, if you give me this son, it will mean so much. And when Reuben was born, she named him Reuben. It means so much. Reuben was the child that settled the marital disputes between Jacob and Leah. The moment Leah gave birth to Reuben, the marital dispute was settled. Jacob began to pay attention to Leah because a son called Reuben, which is destined to show forth as what has come. Follow me. Just follow me. He was born and his mother decided to make a show of him as a source of pride. Yet he was the one who ended up with a profound curse from his father. The mother used him to show a form of pride because this child was meant to show forth. This child was meant to manifest a certain kind of glory. Here was Reuben, a son born to be the reason of the mother's acceptance in the house of Jacob. It was Reuben that made Jacob to accept Leah as his wife. Sir, but Reuben was manipulated. The enemy manipulated him into error, and his destiny was diverted. Sir, there's something called manipulation. There's something called manipulation. When the devil wants to introduce an error into a destiny, he releases manipulation. When manipulation is in place, what happens is that men's destiny are diverted. Men's destiny are diverted from the original plan and purpose of God. And by the reason of that, they will now become a constant failure in life. Many people think that the only way you can succeed in life is just only by going to abroad. But no, success is in a man. Success is not necessarily in a place. Success is inside a man. Success is not necessarily in a place. Can I say this to you? Manipulation has diverted more life. Manipulation has destroyed so much life. When Satan wants to scatter a life, he releases a force of manipulation. The person begins to think the way it's not meant to think. The person begins to take decisions that is not meant to take. The person begins to walk in path that is not meant to walk in. And by so doing, errors will enter into the destiny of that individual. The Bible makes you to understand about a man in the Bible which was called the prodigal son. The Bible said that this man had everything he needed in his father's house. But one day he woke up, and when he woke up, he said that I am tired of staying here. I want to move out of this place and I need my inheritance. And the Bible said that he told his father, that Father, give me my own portion. And he took his own portion and he led to a far away land. So that was manipulation. He left his father's house. That was where he was destined to be at that city. But manipulation pushed him out of his father's house. And the prodigal son went to a far away country. And as he went to that far away country, the Bible says he squandered everything. And a man that was dining with kings became a pauper. A man that was dining with princes began to eat with pigs. And error has been released into such a destiny. Manipulation released that error. If there is anything you must pray regularly, is to pray against the spirit of manipulation, so that you will not make decisions that will take you 10 steps backward. You are in a season where Satan is fighting. Satan does not want men's destiny to manifest. So what he does is he manipulated to release errors into their destiny. Don't you know that making too much mistake can delay you? Making too much mistake can make you not to reach your promised land on time. See, when Satan wants to delay a man, one of the things he does is manipulate the man to continuously make mistakes. And I should keep making mistakes, keep taking wrong decisions. What happens next? That delay, and the person's life will become an epitome of failure. From this scriptural account, it was clearly seen that there were certain patterns in the lineage of Reuben. Let us look at Genesis chapter 49, verse 3 to 4.
Genesis 49, verse 3 to 4.
Yes.
Reuben, you are my firstborn.
You are my firstborn.
My might,
and
the beginning of my strength.
And the beginning of my strength.
The excellency of dignity.
The excellency of dignity.
And the excellency of power.
And the excellency of power.
Unstable as water.
Stable as water.
You shall not excel.
You shall not excel.
Because you went up to your father's bed.
Because you went up to your father's bed.
And you defiled it.
And you defiled your father's bed.
And you went up to my couch.
And you went up to my couch. Reuben did what was an abomination. But sir, when you look at Reuben, you will notice that there was a pattern. Reuben was succumbing to a lineage pattern. Sir, altars are real. When altars is fighting a man, then what will happen is that man will begin to walk in a certain pattern. There are patterns in certain families. There are patterns in certain nations. And when you don't connect yourself hopefully to Jesus Christ, then you will begin to walk in that pattern. There are things that make your parents not to succeed. There are things that stop other people before you. If you must take those things out and begin to address it in your life, then the way they ended, that is the same way you are going to end. So Reuben was affected by the foundational pattern. I'm going to show you that in scripture. How he was affected by foundational pattern. How people before him, they also experienced the same thing that he was experiencing. One of the first patterns that was flowing in the lineage of Reuben was that every firstborn lose their portion of inheritance. Every firstborn lose their portion of what? Of inheritance. Every firstborn. That is the first pattern that is operating in the lineage of Reuben. And Reuben did not take note of it. And that was why the manipulation was strong upon him. And he slept with his father's wife. Now, think this thing with me. Reuben, why did he sleep with his father's wife? It is not that a spirit is involved in his life. Because there are several women that was his age mates. There were several young women in his days. He left those women and he went to sleep with his father's wife. So that was a spirit involved. And altar was fighting this young man because they saw the glorious destiny that he carried. So they began to contend with him so that he will lose that destiny. And a manipulation was assigned against Reuben. And Reuben succumbed to the manipulation. As he succumbed to the manipulation, we saw that Reuben lost his inheritance. He didn't know that there was a spirit involved. There are altars contending. See, if altars are contending with a man, it takes God's grace for that man to avoid errors. You will see the person misbehaving. You say, what is actually wrong with you? Are you thinking properly? What is actually your problem? This thing that you are doing is wrong. You know it is wrong, but you are still doing it. Sir, that is an altar. And when you think very well, it is from the lineage. That person is actually following a particular pattern that has destroyed souls in that lineage. And that person is now next to the ones to be destroyed. One of the first patterns in the lineage of Reuben was that every firstborn lose their inheritance. That was the first pattern. And before Reuben, there were other firstborn sons. Am I speaking to somebody? That pattern did not start with Reuben. You know, the inheritance of Reuben was given to Judah and Joseph. They shared it between two people. Something that should have belonged to one man. To tell you how big the portion of his destiny was. It was so big. Very big. They had to now share it in between two people. Manipulation made him to lose it. See, before Reuben, there was Cain. Look at Genesis chapter 4, verse 4 to 6.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 4 to 6.
Yes.
Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock.
Abel brought the firstborn of his flock.
And of their fat. And the Lord respected Abel.
And the Lord respected Abel.
And his offering too. But he did not respect Cain. Neither did he respect his offering. And Cain was very angry.
And Cain became very angry.
And his countenance fell. So the Lord said to Cain.
And the Lord said to Cain,
why are you angry? And why has your countenance fallen?
Go to verse 9 and 11.
Verse 9.
Yes.
Then
the Lord said to Cain,
where is Abel your brother? Cain replied, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? Verse 11.
Yes.
So now you are cursed from the earth.
Read verse 10 to 11.
Verse 10.
Yes.
And he said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. So now you are cursed from the earth. Which has opened his mouth to receive your brother's blood. From my hands.
Sir, Cain was the first son. He lost his inheritance. Cain was the firstborn. He lost his portion. He killed his brother. And as he killed his brother, because his brother received the blessing. Sir, this was actually a pattern started again. When you now go further than again, you will see in Genesis chapter 21, because of time, verse 12 to 14. Ishmael was the first son of Abraham. but he ended up as an outlaw. And while Isaac got the blessing, Ishmael was the first son, but there was a pattern fighting firstborn. And Ishmael, that order pulled out Ishmael. And Isaac, the second one, took the blessing. It didn't end with Ishmael. We saw that in the next generation it continued. And the Bible said that there was a woman called Rebecca. She had two sons inside of her stomach. And the Bible said these two sons were always contending, fighting with each other. They now went to inquire from the Lord, Lord, what is the problem that is going on here? And the Lord spoke to them and said, these are two nations. These are two nations. The younger will be greater than the older, and the older will serve the younger. And that was how Esau and Jacob was born. Sir, that time continued. All that was fighting Esau. See, let me say something to you. Have you ever wondered why Esau will say, give me porridge and take my birthright? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? It was spirits. All that were contending with Esau. Esau does not know himself anymore. He just woke up one morning and he still whispered to him, the birthright is nothing. So set it out. And he went and said, take my birthright, give me a portion of porridge. Sir, when spirit and altars is fighting a man, that man will be under severe manipulation. When you are talking to somebody and the person is not here, don't know that all person is fighting that person. There's something that is contending with that person, and that thing wants that person to follow a particular pattern that people in that lineage has what has been following. And Esau said, take my birthright, give me. He said, patterns was being operated. And the Bible said, Jacob gave him the porridge. And when he came to the blessing, Jacob took the blessing. The second took the blessing. He, the first one, lost his portion. Oh my God. Oh my God. I pray for everyone again. Any other contending with you, it shall go down today. Any foundational spirit fighting your portion of blessing, they shall be destroyed today. Sir, that was how this swap happened, and Esau became the younger. His portion was given to his younger brother, and he received the portion of his younger brother. It did see. Let me say this to you. See, as a child of God, sometimes you have to look into your family life carefully. And if you discover that there is a important place and evil brother, you should address it specifically. Don't just look at it and leave it and say it doesn't concern you. Sir, it concerns you, because when time reaches, you don't need to clock a particular age. The moment you clock that age, the spirits are alerted and they show forth. They begin to contend, and you begin to realize that there are many things that were not happening to you before started happening to you. And you will not know that you have reached a particular age where that spirit will begin to respond to you. Patterns has destroyed a lot of destiny. People are still making the mistake that they saw that their father made. People are still making the mistake that they saw that their mother made. They saw the way their mother was acting and they didn't like the night that made their daughter, they are doing the same thing. They don't know that it is actually spirits. All paths are contending with them. See, if you don't address the family weakness that every member of your family has, it is that weakness that will stop your greatness. You know that you come out from a family, and in this your family, you notice that they are always, all of them are polygamous. Now it has reached your top. You are always seeing yourself you are having feelings for every opposite sex you meet. You should know that the pattern is about to be initiated. A wise believer will go into the place of prayer. You can't deal with pattern if you don't know how to fast for a very long time. Principality will not go with 3 days dry fasting. They will go with 100 days fasting, 14 days fasting, 500 days fasting. Because they are principalities, they are in charge. So you need to enforce so much pressure on then for them to go away. Fasting is coming up now. And that is somewhere that they want to destroy. It's already walking in a path that destroy order and it's about to be destroyed. Another pattern that operated in Reuben's village, it was a pattern of dishonesty. In his pattern, it was noticeable that they like telling lies there. Even when there's no need to tell like the tell lies. Even when there's no need, even when there's no need, you didn't ask the woman if I will be telling you lies. Because a spirit is involved. He doesn't know why he's telling lies, but he just finds himself telling lies. When you look at Genesis chapter 20, verse 2.
Now, Abraham said of Sarah his wife.
Then Abraham said of Sarah his wife.
She is my sister.
She is my sister.
And Abimelech king of Gerar sent and took Sarah.
The king of what?
Gerar.
Yes.
Sent and took Sarah.
Sent and took Sarah. Abraham said that Sarah was his sister, but that was his wife. So this was a pattern in Reuben lineage. They were dishonest people. They were dishonest people. Dishonesty was flowing in their bloodline. And Abraham started it. They said that who is this to you? He said, that is my sister. Meanwhile, that is his wife. We saw again in the case of Isaac in Genesis chapter 26, verse 7.
Genesis 26, verse 7.
Yes.
And the men of the place asked about his wife.
And the men of the place asked about his wife.
And Isaac said, she is my sister.
She is my sister.
For he was afraid to say,
she
is my wife.
She is my wife. The same pattern, the same events, and the same response, and the same pattern. Abraham said, this is my sister, because he was afraid. Isaac said, this is my sister, because he was also afraid. And we saw that in Genesis chapter 27, a man called Jacob, how to supplant his brother, how to supplant his brother, and took away his blessing. That was dishonesty. You must address patterns. Weaknesses many a times is rooted to family lineage. When you see somebody, they tell lies the law. They can't even stop telling lies. So check their lineage. There might likely be something like that flowing in that lineage. And what will make you to actually receive the portion of your blessing is when you deal with that weakness. See, weaknesses are matters of unrighteousness. And the Bible said, if all these things are found in you, you will not be able to enter into the kingdom of God. So Satan operates through patterns and releases weaknesses in men so that they will not be able to do the will of God. So that they will begin to follow a direction that is not orchestrated by God for their lives. Dishonesty was a pattern. Another pattern in the lineage of Reuben is what we call the pattern of same marital choices. Pattern of the same marital choices. It was a glaring reoccurring pattern in the lineage of Reuben. The Bible, look at Genesis chapter 12, verse 14.
Genesis 12, 14.
Yes.
So it was when Abraham came to Egypt.
That
the Egyptians saw the woman. That she was very beautiful.
On that scripture says she was fair to look upon. Look at Genesis chapter 24, verse 16.
Genesis 24, verse 16. Now the young woman was very beautiful to behold.
Okay.
A virgin. No man has known her. And she went down to the well. Filled her pitcher. And came up.
Do you see that now? Abraham died, he married a beautiful woman, fair woman. Isaac died, he married a fair woman. There was something in the lineage that was always attracting them to fairness. To somebody. Now, when you go to Genesis chapter 29, verse 17.
Genesis 29, verse 17.
Yes.
Leah's eyes were delicate.
Leah's eyes were what? Delicate. That means was weak.
But Rachel was beautiful.
Rachel was beautiful.
She was beautiful of form and appearance.
She was beautiful in wear package. Am I speaking to somebody? Rachel does not need to wear hips pants. She had it naturally. Rachel does not need to wear this bra that makes those videos that is fake Rachel does not need that. She had this was naturally. Sir, this was not just about Jacob liking a kind of woman like that. It was something that was flowing in the lineage. From Abraham, they loved fair women and men that had that women that were packaged. It entered Isaac the same thing. It came to Jacob the same thing. Sir, this thing was something that was in their spiritual DNA. They gravitate towards a particular kind of woman. That is why many people have ended up with women that scattered their life. Because it didn't start with them. When you take their great grandfather, it was the same thing. When you take their grandfather, it was the same thing. Even their father, it was the same thing that happened to their father. And now it has reached their born. They are still gravitating towards that kind of woman. There are certain kind of women and there are certain kind of men that if you end up with them, your destiny closes up. Am I speaking to somebody? If you eventually end up with them, your destiny closes up. When you know that in your foundation there is a magical pattern, sir, you need to be able to hear from God clearly. You need to be able to hear from God and reconfirm to be sure that this man and this woman I want to end up with is from God. This is not about my foundation pushing somebody to me. This is about God pushing this man to me to be able to accomplish the will that He has in my life. Marriages has lost up a lot of destiny. Marriages has ended up a lot of life. There are certain kind of people you will marry, you will not see the brightness of the day again. There are certain kind of people you will marry, finances will run away from you. There are certain kind of people you marry, you will live your days in so much pain. You can enjoy relationship, you can't enjoy marriage. You can be in relationship, people can just get married for like 1 full month. Say if you are able to get married for 1 full week, that marriage will not work. If eventually you get married, it will not work. Because that's the way being in relationship you carry into marriage. Am I speaking to somebody? But in marriage you cannot keep married for 1 full month. When you keep married like that, things will begin to spoil. Satan will enter into the family and begin to spoil things in that house, in that family. When you see a man, he doesn't look at the character of the woman. All he goes after is how the makeup of the body of the woman is. Take that man very well. The father acted like that too. Take him very well. His grandfather also behaved like that too. And that was why they were not able to succeed. Sir, one day I sat down. I asked myself a very simple question. What is the mistake of my father? I sat down. The ones I know, I was able to pen it out. I penned it out. I lied down on my altar of prayer and said, God, this thing is not far away, is it? Please take it away. I don't want to make this mistake. Am I speaking to somebody? I began to realize that I began to become opposite of what my father is. Am I speaking to somebody? Why? Because I sat down and I checked the patterns and I said I must not follow through this pattern. Even though there's an altar in this family that makes men to behave like that, not behave like that. I didn't just take that decision by just taking a decision. I also backed it up with excessive work, with excessive prayer, and with excessive study in regards to those areas of what? Of weaknesses. Now, do you now see why Esau was gravitated towards the daughters, the Gentile daughters, the daughters of the uncircumcised, because they were well built. They were well built young women, and that was what was flowing in their lineage. But he went outside to the uncircumcised because that was a place where he could see those kind of physiques, and he started following them. And the father was angry. The father is angry, but the father don't know like the same thing like he did. But he thought that he did it in another pattern, and Esau is doing it in another what? In another pattern. Now you cannot see why Reuben slept with his father's wife. The father wife was so good, which one woman, which that is not the truth. That is not actually the truth, because Jacob was attracted to women that were well built. So the four wives that he had, they are well built, and that was why Reuben followed the father's wife, because the father's wife was well built, because those are the kind of women they are attracted to. Foundational patterns are scattered. Foundational patterns have reduced basement to nothing. Foundational patterns have made people to become little. Foundational patterns have taken the glory of people away. See, and Satan is not giving up. He can continue that in Jesus' name. The next generation that comes, he will still continue it again. The next generation will come again, will still continue again. Until a man says, no, I refuse to follow this pattern. I exempt myself from this curriculum. It cannot operate in my own life. Even though it operated in the life of my father, Emmanuel, it can't operate in my own life. Another pattern you can see in the lineage of Abraham, in the lineage of Reuben, was delay in childbearing. Delay in childbearing. Sir, look at Genesis chapter 21, verse 1 to 2.
Genesis 21, verse 1 to 2.
Yes.
And the Lord visited Sarah.
And the Lord visited Sarah.
As
he said.
And the Lord did for Sarah.
And the Lord did for Sarah.
As he had spoken.
As he had spoken.
For Sarah conceived.
For Sarah conceived.
And bore Abraham his son.
And he gave birth to Abraham his son.
In his old age.
And in his old age.
And the set time of which God had spoken to him.
Do you see that? Abraham and Sarah were barren for 25 years. 25 years, no child. 25 years, no children. It was a pattern. It was a pattern. We now go to Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. This was the kind of pattern that Reuben was fighting with. Just imagine, application for. Reuben was wanted. That was why there was error in his destiny. Reuben was greatly wanted. He didn't know what was wrong with him. He can't tell what was going on with him. Because there were patterns operating in the life of God. There was spirit that were fighting Reuben. Reuben was contending with different orders. Altars of child delay, altars of marital choices. As long as he had these marital choices contending with him, they bring provision on very easy. Look at Genesis chapter 25, verse 21.
Genesis 25, 21.
Yes.
Now Isaac pleaded with the Lord for his wife.
Now Isaac, give me child.
Because she was barren.
Because she was barren, that is fine. Abraham's wife Sarah was barren. Isaac's wife was barren for another 20 years. Abraham's own was 25 years. Isaac's own was for 20 years. The same pattern. The same thing that fought the father was fighting the children. Because the father refused to address those giants. Any giant you refuse to address, your children will go and they will keep fighting those giants. They will keep fighting those giants. If your own children today refuse to fight those giants, their own children will go and will continue for where they stop. Sir, laziness has made a lot of people to avoid battles. I don't want problem. I don't want the problem is they're looking at you. I don't want issues, but the issues are there looking at you. There are powers that have been confronting people at night by your door. What are you going to do about these powers? Are you going to allow them to raise your things on earth, or are you going to put your leg on ground and contend and collect your family portion? Every family has a blessing. Every family God has allocated a blessing to them. But sad that spirit contending with that blessing. it will take one man that can exempt himself and say, me, it will not continue with me. I will escape from this bondage, and that will be the end of this bondage in this family. In Genesis chapter 30, verse 22 to 23, we saw that Jacob married Rachel, but Rachel had no child. Rachel was bad. Rachel was to a point that she died in childbearing. After giving birth to Joseph, the process of giving birth to Benjamin, she died there. Some patterns were in operation, and this pattern releases an error in the life of the people of that family. It does not matter where you are now or what you are, if you do not handle and deal with your family pattern, it is just a matter of time to soon catch up with you. A man that was doing very well had over 26 billion naira in his account. This man came out from a family where people don't prosper. And this man, eventually God helps him rise. He belongs to this class of people of 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 12. 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17. All things has passed away. All things has become new. I believe it. I believe that scripture. But sir, that is not what we are seeing in reality. We are telling me that all things has passed away, but my family pattern is still operating in my life. You are telling me that all things has passed away. What pursued my father is now pursuing me. You are telling me that all things has passed away. What made my mother to die untimely? They are not coming for me in my dream. I'm only having dreams of untimely death. You are saying that all things has passed away. What made my father polygamous is not coming for me. I can't see myself following multiple women. That is what all things. That's how all things has passed away. It means that God has put us in a position of authority to deal with every consequences, with every order, with every causes that is in operation in our families. Before the coming of Jesus, it was very difficult to deal with it. But all things has passed away. It gave us the authority. So begin to navigate our way with the authority that Jesus Christ has given to us. He gave it to us to begin to navigate our way. By the reason of that authority, as we enforce it, all things will pass away. If you refuse to enforce it, all things will be passing anywhere. It will remain there with you. You will be seeing it with your two eyes. You can speak in tongues, but you have no money. You can speak in tongues, but you are highly frustrated. You can speak in tongues, but disappointment is the order of the day. Sir, when spirits are involved, you can be talented and yet not accepted. When spirit is involved, you can be educated and yet no job. When spirit is involved, sir, you can be so beautiful and yet no money. When spirit is involved, sir, you can be so brilliant and people will be rejecting you. Spirits are the entities that are controlling this domain where we belong to. If you don't accept the spiritual and begin to contend for your blessings there, you will remain small in this physical realm. Many of us will underestimate spiritual things. They are just one place monitoring you. When you want to do those transactions, it's okay, you want to do that transaction. Okay, let's say, follow up, and the demon follow up, and when the demon follow up, you see that the transaction is not working. You will know that spirits are what are involved. The day you say you want to buy a house, because nobody has bought house in that family. Demons that were cooking beans, they were afraid that I'm somewhere that forgotten about you. When they say, you want to buy a house, both the children, the daughter, all the other demons that will rise up, and they say you want to buy a house. That family, people that you are not since you were born, because you say you want to buy a house, that is the day those demons appeared. They came to take the one year, but don't wait for you to do big things. But not the person going to do big things. We, our own assignment is to stop people that do big things. And you see, the day you decide that you don't want to live an average life again and you want to do big things, then the devil will show up. And the day you say you want to do big things, you have nobody in the family has bought a house. You say you want to buy a house, they show up and say we are available. Our marking, our attendance, we are present in this matter. And every time you say you want to buy again, you just call 200 million naira. You say no, it doesn't happen here. Before you begin to experience resistance, you don't know where the resistance is coming from. Sometimes you can have your money but you cannot buy. Sometimes you are expecting money to hold the money so you will not buy. Sir, no wonder the Bible says the violence is a rise from the days of John the Baptist. He said the kingdom of God suffered violence and the violent take it in us. He said anyone that wants to enter into the kingdom, they must press. They must press. They must press. If you want to enter into your destiny inheritance, you must what? You must press. Violence. Many of you are due for certain blessings. You just water and holding. You are due for certain miracles and testimonies. It's just spirits, demons that are holding you. But I prophesy to you today. Any altar in your foundation holding you, they shall be scattered. Any spirit in your lineage saying that you will not move on, I destroy them. Failure to handle negative patterns in your lineage will eventually catch up with you. If it doesn't catch up with you in your 20s, it will look for you in your 30s. If it doesn't catch up with you in your 30s, it will look for you in your 40s. If it doesn't catch up with you in your 40s, it will look for you in your 50s. This is why you must be diligent to handle every altar that wants you to rise. If you want to have a good life, you must sit down and take a stock of the recurring pattern in your family, whether positive or negative, to know which one to uphold and which one to cancel. Whatever you discover that has hindered others, you must start confronting it now. You must start confronting it. One of my father people called my mother recently. He said, when did I change my name? Now when I change my name? You know, when you're not making progress, nobody will call. And that's why I'm not changing your name. They said, we should follow him online. So many people. That's why I lost my first Facebook account. Because God was trying to protect me. He said, they need to follow me online. They need to see the way to prophesy. He said, that prophecy is in the family. He said, our great grandfather let them to prophesy. I say, I didn't get it from there, I got it from God. It's not from them. Please don't put me with those people. He said that when will I change my name? That's who to get my name. He said that in the family, that is a gift in the family. He said, whatever I'm seeing now is a blessing that I've been kept in the family. As a blessing, and I went through battles. You see, a blessing, and I went through battles. Anytime I see that, it's battles. I'm telling you the truth. Before I enter new level like this, if I don't fight battles like 1 month, one straight month, I will enter that and I will be consistent in prayer to be able to break forth. I don't understand what I'm saying. He said, whatever wealth I'm going to see, even tomorrow, he said, our great grandfather, he said, the one that they used to call him, that him and Ojogo, their best friend, say, it's in the family. I said, no. If it's in the family, I will not be going through what I'm going through. People don't let problem for me. I came to this world to see problem. If you say you let wealth from my when I came to earth, I don't see wealth. Wealth I not see. What I saw was battles. You let hit your battles. If you don't confront that pattern, I I tell you the truth, it will soon catch up with you. Sir, in Genesis chapter 35 of 22.
Genesis 35:22.
Okay.
And it happened when Israel dwelt in that land,
Yes.
that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah,
Yes.
his father's concubine,
Yes.
and Jacob heard about it.
You see that now? Reuben slept with his father's wife. I'm going back to it. I just show you the pattern that was in some few patterns. He slept with his father's wife. Reuben was not afraid to share his father's bed. And act that is despicable. And act that is despicable. Reuben was not responsible. Because responsibility is what really makes one an elder, not age. If he was responsible, he would have rejected his father's bed. That was why I love Joseph. Joseph and Reuben, they were from the same lineage. They were confronted by the same battle. Let's believe that the father was like a knife. Are you with me? Reuben succumbed to the manipulation and lost his inheritance. Joseph was from that lineage and he said, how can I do this evil against my God? And the Bible says that Joseph ran away. Because of Joseph refused to succumb to conditional pattern, Satan intensified the battle in his life. Oh my God. Anytime you say no to a pattern in your family, those demons, they will hit the fire times 10. They will hit you times 10. So that you will keep a routine of that thing and go back to it. So that you will lose your faith in Christ and begin to dabble into the things of the world. Anytime you see a man, he said he wants to serve God and he does not want to follow the pattern of his father's house, Satan will come after that man. He will make life so unbearable and difficult for that man. And that man will begin to question the authority of God. So that is not time to begin to question the authority of God. That is the time to put yourself like a man and go into battle prayer. By 11 a.m. to about 2 a.m. The following day, 11 a.m. you wake up. Salima Koya. You can tell me that you are fighting foundational pattern and you cannot do night vigil. Now, oh my God, you are not yet serious, you are not yet ready. You are not yet ready, you are not yet ready. A man that is fighting foundational pattern, there are two major tools that man must use. He must use night vigil and fasting. Night vigil and fasting. When the battle is intensified, I can tell you of the truth. You can do that vigil for 3 days. You wake up on the 4th day, the battle will increase again. Sir, it doesn't mean that nothing is happening. It means that there is a contention. A demonic gate is contending with you, and you must contend back. I want you to somebody. You must not be weak in spiritual warfare. No weak man in spiritual warfare will really possess his blessings in destiny. Yes, sir. Many of them want to live short life, but their power that has been somewhere. Say, I will break your job. I will break your job. This soft life, right? I will remove your teeth. If you got that soft life here again, don't you know that this your family people must struggle even to see 1,000 naira. In this family, nobody gets up to 100,000 naira. The day you try, you are going to scatter your teeth for you. And that is why you see, you have never gotten a job up to 200,000 naira. It has always been 50k, 70k, because there is limitation in that family. You are dealing with foundational pattern. You don't know how to make sacrifice. You take sin and sacrifice. You don't know how to stay in long fasting. Sir, before I got married, I did 500 days fasting. Because there was a pattern in the family that nobody should want to marry. And when I did 500 days fasting, I saw myself in heaven. I saw myself standing in front of Jesus. It's an experience I can never forget till I die. I was standing in front of Jesus, and Jesus was looking at me. He was on his throne. And he said, son, it is not time for you to get married. So if I didn't press that deep, my time for marriage will never come. I will keep hoping that maybe next year I will marry. Next 2 years I will marry. Before you know it, I'm climbing 40. And when he said that, something like this, a demon came out. A demon was like a beast. He told the demon, give him his ring. The demon opened his mouth wide, like a beast, very wide like this. I put my hand inside. I remove my marital ring. As I remove my marital ring, I said, Lord, how will the money be? He said, go, you will see the money. I went, I saw the money because it was released. Those were foundational words, powers. It was only given to me because I decided to do something that was good. That when I told a man of that, he opened his mouth, he did 500 days what? Single Jesus did not do that. I said, yes, I was looking for something. The same pattern that was fighting against Reuben was the same pattern that fought against Joseph. But Joseph said, no, I must be different. I must be different. If not because of Joseph, the whole, if it was by only Reuben, the whole family would die in hunger. But Joseph said, no, I must be different. And because he said he must be different, the battle will intensify. As it intensified, Joseph was thrown into pit, from pit to prison. From prison, they will just do him anyhow. But one day, stood before them and he just interpreted the dream, and that was the day his glory shined forth, and that was how they could not stop. One thing you must know is that if you continue, you cannot be stopped. You cannot be stopped. If you go through that fire and you didn't die, I tell you the truth is that you will shine forth. Many of us are too quick to give up. Any small thing, I am tired. We know you should get tired in this place. In this place where we are, we don't get tired. I just want to say, we don't get tired. We go after what we know that is the promise of God for our life. We stay on it until we possess it with our bare hands. One thing you must know about Reuben lacks responsibility. See, when there was a conspiracy against Jacob, Reuben was the person. Reuben could have said that please don't kill him. People should stop it. But Reuben did not do anything about it. Because of he lacks the ability to be responsible. A responsible person takes up protest, takes up blame, takes up things. They don't run away from battle. A responsible person does not run away from battle. And if you tell me you are responsible, then if there is time to confront it and face it and get whatever that you need to get there, know that I am tired. Who's I'm tired? You are tired, and tomorrow you say, I want to become a pilot. Is that the news to become a pilot? You want to become a pilot in your family. And then you want to become a pilot. Even if you eventually become a pilot, your first time will blow up the plane there and you die there. Because you refuse to live in those lives. You are not responsible enough to take the bull by what? By the horn. If you must deal with foundational powers, you must be responsible. You must learn responsibility. Please give me that Genesis 49 again. Finally.
Reuben, you are my firstborn.
You are my firstborn.
My might.
You are my might.
And the beginning of my strength.
The beginning of my strength.
The excellency of dignity.
They said that Reuben was going to be a leader, either a political leader. Because you say the excellency of dignity, that is a leader. His excellency. Our excellency. So Reuben was meant to be a political leader, just like Joseph. Oh, you're not understanding it. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Reuben was meant to be a political leader. You see, you are the excellency of dignity. Jesus Christ. So it was Reuben that was meant to go to Egypt and become that prime minister. But Reuben lost it. He lost it. Because he was not ready to deal with Father. But Joseph was ready to deal with Father. Do you know that life can never be fair to you? Because this world is structured in a way not to favor you. And that is what the Bible says, the world lies on wickedness. It doesn't tell you that it's not structured to favor you. And that is why there is a law of gravity. That anything that goes up will surely come down. There is a spirit of gravity that is fighting men. That will not want them to have a stable life. What did you say next again?
And the excellency of power.
And the excellence of power. That means this guy was meant to be a leader. He was not meant to be a servant. He was meant to be a president of a nation. This guy was meant to be a president of a nation. Then what did I say next?
Unstable as water.
Did I say unstable as water?
You shall not excel.
When you see instability, it is called by marine powers. Water, stable as water. That means what actually made Reuben to do what he did with marine powers. They made this guy to make a decision that was not right. Unstable as well. Anytime you see unstableness, marine powers are involved. Marine powers are involved. Those powers fought with Reuben and they made him useless. And you know the funny thing, in the lineage of Reuben, we didn't have any king, we didn't have any priest, we didn't have any ruler, we didn't have any leader. Even the smallest position in Israel, they didn't get it. He started from their father. Everybody remained that way. Rise up on your feet.